my wife and I live off-grid, and we're building our own sustainable Earthbag house right here on our 40-acre property. 2 people, we're up against the odds, but we got the will, we got the way. Man, it's crazy exciting. We're about to start moving on up, y'all. I'm jazzed. It's really coming together out here. When we're done, this thing is going to be just a monster of a build. So I'm excited. I think today is going to be the day. I think we might be finally ready to lay down some bags for our Earthbag dome. Now this first course is going to be a little different. We're actually going to fill the bags with gravel rather than with soil. We got a lot of work ahead of us. We're about ready to start with course number 1 of our Earthbag dome. These bags measure about 38 inches long, about 24 inches wide, and I figure when they're filled and tamped it might be about 22 inches, but pretty close to 2 feet. So these are going to be some massive bags. Tell me something, Jess. How does it feel to be building your house one shovel at a time?
It's not easy.
2 more bags, y'all, 2 more bags. Tamping it was tough, but I got things nice, flat, very solid. First course is in the bag. Well, check it out, y'all. I know it doesn't look like much now, but this is going to be the connecting hallway between the 2 domes. This will act as buttressing for the dome and also the hallway between the 2 domes, so dual purpose. Yeah, let's get it done, y'all. Yeah, it takes a lot of material to fill these bags. Super heavy. That's why when she fills the bag, she does it in place. She doesn't have to lift the bags at all. She just lays the bags down. What a massive course. Now we're just going to get to tamping, and then course number 2 should be 1 and done. These are going to be for the entrances of our house. So these have definitely got to be square. They've got to be sturdy. It's important for these to be square so that the bags end up being square and flush. None of these materials will actually stay in place and then all get dismantled at some point. And then we'll be putting materials in for the actual doors. So all this stuff can actually be taken down and repurposed. So these door buckings or forms that we're putting together, they're referred to as a mine shaft door, and allow us to butt the bags up against these forms, allow us an opening to get in and out of these structures while we're building. I want to get these door bucks installed. We have a very limited amount of time. We got a lot of stuff to do. You ready to get it done? She's always ready to get it done. This will be how we get into the dome. Here we got the opening that'll be for the back door. This will be the opening for the front door. I'd like to welcome you to our new home. Crew. It's time to get to work. Now I gotta get dirt ready. And I'm hoping with the rains that we had recently that I won't need to add too much water to this. Hopefully I can just shovel it in, bring it over, and then we're ready to build.
We're making a dome here, so the walls are going in a curve around, but they're also curving in as we go up. To get the right curvature, we gotta kind of measure things out and mark it to make sure that we make the most stable curved dome we can.
Now there's a few different ways you can do this depending on the size of your dome. We decided to stick with our regular pole compass and just trust the math on it a little bit. We're ready. Forms are in place, barbed wire's in place. Time to start building these walls up.
We're wrapping this chicken wire or stucco mesh right around the ends of the bags because we're going to be eventually taking out the door forms. That chicken wire will help hold the bag closed, plus it'll provide something for our plaster to stick onto.
Another course down, course number 3 done. So much more to do. We're gonna keep on continuing on with this build. We're just gonna keep going up from here. Crew, are you ready? Are you ready? Course number 4, we're about to get it done. There was a problem that you've been kind of dealing with in these past few courses, and with this course, you absolutely kind of took care of it, didn't you?
I was having problems figuring out exactly how much to fill the bags and where to place them so that they would butt up right against the other bags without us having to shift it over. These bags are big and they're heavy, and plus there's barbed wire on here, so it gets stuck in there and then it's really hard to shift. What I've been doing is I just taking my time and measuring things as many times as I need to be sure that I have it placed right where I want it and that I'm gonna fill it up as much as it needs to be to get the length I need before I lay it down. And it worked out really well.
Measure twice and lay your bag once, right?
Yeah.
We absolutely have to take our time with this, right?
Yeah, I'm not trying to rush it. This is a house that we want to be built well. We're planning on living here for the rest of our lives, so I'm okay with taking the time that we need to do it right.
So course number 4 is done. We want to cob at least 2 rows of bags just to keep that light off. And we especially want to keep the light off this bottom row of bags because it's the gravel bags and we don't want any deterioration on those bags. So as soon as we can get those covered up, the better. This is just a scratch coat, just enough to get the bags covered. Time to get more mix out to this lady before she runs out. The trick is to get the mix done before she gets done applying. That way we could just keep on moving.
These woven polypropylene bags, they can last a really long time, but they do break down with UV light. So we want to keep the sunlight off them as much as possible while we're building. We figured the cob would be a good way to do that because it sticks right onto the bags, it's low cost, and in our climate, it should hold up fine for the months while we're building it. And then when we're done with the house, we'll probably go over the cob with another type of plaster for a little more weather resistance.
But everything's looking real good. Then we're gonna start building. These walls are going higher. All right, so here we go. Course number 5. Let's do it. I think there's an advantage to adversity, going through challenges like this. Yeah, we didn't necessarily come out here to take things easy. We're not looking for an easy life. We're looking for a life full of challenges and to challenge ourselves, to constantly be improving and to build a better life. And I think there are a lot of rewards in going through that adversity. Now, I just kind of want to point out here, this will actually be the pipe that we'll use to put the main electrical wires that will go to the house. We got a 1 1/4 inch pipe, which I figure should be good for running the 4 gauge wire on into. So all we did was we just cut this barbed wire here. That way the pipe isn't sitting directly on the barbs of the wire. So we just kind of cut them, bent the barbed wire back, and the pipe just sits comfortably on the bags going into the house. That's it for course number 5. Of course, we're just gonna keep building up from here. Back out here, we're ready to get started building again. Course number 6 is done. So the build continues. All right, let's get it done. Now you've been having to use this stool for the whole course number 7, right?
Yeah, so I mean I can reach from the ground, but I have to reach over my head, which is makes it a little more difficult, so I'm just using this.
Oh, look at that. Look at this precision work. Oh, shnikes.
It's a big motivation for us building a house and going off grid, is being able to spend more time together.
Especially 2 people building a house is a difficult task no matter what you're trying to do, no matter what type of house you're building. And this kind of house is going to be tougher yet. It requires a lot of physical labor. So we're out here every day, busting our butts, working really hard to build this house. We can get tired, we can get exhausted. So if we're not conscious of how the other one's feeling, feelings can get hurt. You want to avoid that. You want to be constantly letting the other person know that you love them, that the work out here is valuable, and that we're working hard for a goal. We're not just building a house, but we're building a life out here together. We're building a dream. So we did it. Lucky number 7 is done. So much to do. I gotta make the window form.
I think in like a typical masonry style building, they usually call that bucking. It's just a temporary thing to hold a place open while you're building so that you can put a window in later.
These aren't permanent. None of these things are actually going to stay there. They'll get removed. The bags will eventually conform around these things. We'll pull them out and then we can place in whatever frames and stuff we want.
Now, these are really special, I think, because of the shape of some of them.
With these in place, I mean, you can see this whole thing coming together. It's really starting to take shape. This is a 20-foot diameter dome. It is a lot of work. A lot of dirt that goes into moving just for one of these bags, but then all of these bags, it's crazy. And not only are we building the dome, but then the sort of buttress slash hallway, it's a lot of bags. But we want to let people know the truth, the realities behind this type of building. It is not for the faint of heart. Granted, we are just two people. We're two people, but we're determined. I think it's pretty good for just a couple people to do. I think a project like this, normally you would see a team of people doing it. We kind of want to prove to ourselves, prove to other people that this kind of thing can be done, even with a couple of people. It may take time, it may take a lot of work, but all in all, this can be done. It's not impossible. Teamwork! So we got the Gothic arch form. That will be for part of the door. That's up there, ready to go. We also got another small Roman arch that we put above our window. But I mean, how epic was this course? So now we have course number 8 is done. This is really beautiful. It's really coming together. So what do you think the keys were for you to make a good fan bag?
We made the soil a little more moist than we usually do for regular bags. We have to tamp it as we're filling the bags. So with the fan bags, I was like filling and tamping, and I really tried to tamp it nice and hard and firm and thoroughly, and I think that really helped.
Course number 9. From the outside, we're over 5 feet off of the ground. So exciting. These walls are going up so quick. We're about to start course number 10. But first things first, as usual, we gotta do the barbed wire.
It does take a lot of determination to keep going because some days the weather can be harsh out here. The summers are very hot, the wind can be strong sometimes. The winters still get below freezing sometimes and it's cold and it's just, you don't always want to be out there working, but some days you gotta push through it and some days you gotta step back and be like, well, let's regroup and gotta figure some other things out, how we're gonna do it. It's just how life is.
Well done. We're building on up. There are some things I gotta do in preparation. Maybe this is a lesson. Double check to see what you need to do at each specific course. Because right now I gotta maneuver that Gothic arch form back and I gotta add in cleats. My big advice is do your research. Know what you have to do, know what you're getting into, and prepare yourself mentally and then physically as well.
And know that you're human and sometimes you will make mistakes.
You just have to kind of roll with it and figure out ways around it and fix them.
But I'm glad we're working on this together and we're working so closely on building this because we can really support each other when it is rough and encourage each other, and that helps us push through it too, I think.
We are both strong, determined individuals, but together we are stronger because we support each other and we work toward that common goal. Yeah, last bag of course number 11. We're turning this Earthbag dome up to 11, y'all. Haha. I believe we're about to close up the bags over the Roman arch. I believe we'll probably be doing a couple more fan bags, and then we might be doing our keystone bag. All right, so now we're doing the keystone bag. And this one's gonna be a little tricky because this one's done by hand. So we're just gonna take our time, make sure everything's filled properly. So number 12 is done and in the bag. We're starting course number 13. Give me your course number 13 roar.
Roar.
Haha, yeah. I feel like it's my job to hype everything up and get the motivation going, get the blood pumping, get the heart racing, get the mind moving. It's coming along real nice, and it's crazy how high we're getting. One more course and we're gonna have the hallway finished off. One more course and I think we'll be ready to start going over the arch form for our front window here. Wow, it is crazy. Today we are going to do course number 14. I'd say when we lay this next course of bags, it'll be 8 feet tall from the ground here. And with this course, course number 14, we're able to close up around our bucket.
We're planning on putting in a rocket mass heater in case we do need some kind of heat for the house. So that's what the bucket is for. It's just to leave space for the pipe to come out.
With this last course, we finished off the hallway. The hallway walls are done.
The walls going up to, I guess, what will be the front door and the back door.
Oh, we're making so much progress on this. We're almost to the halfway point. We are getting ready for course number 15. It's very exciting. So our earth bag walls here are getting really tall, and we're about to start the fan bags over our Roman arch form here above the box form. Man, this is a huge monumental course. Obviously, we got done covering the Gothic arch, which is a fantastic milestone. Well, course 15 is done. We are ready to start course number 16. We want to get to 8.5 feet. We're gonna knock out this course. Let's get it done. Every time you head back into the trailer, you come out with something new. Why the winter hat?
My ears were cold from the wind.
Now you look like a pilot. Look like you're about to take off. Just please don't take off, okay?
I'll try not to.
I, for one, am really happy that we decided to build with Earthbag just because of the price of lumber now.
One of the cool things about Earthbag building is it's pretty easy to build a round structure, and when you do that you don't need a lot of extra lumber framing. And this is something that we always try to think about when we're building, is the materials that we're using, what's appropriate for us as far as cost, durability, and sustainability. You know, we live in a dry climate. We don't have wood readily available. You know, if we lived in a forest or something, that would be awesome. We could maybe mill that lumber and use stuff that was right on our land, but we don't have that.
It's all about using what you can with what you have. So course 16 is done, making decent progress. We are gonna start course number 17. But we got a bunch of dirt ready to go, and we are ready to start knocking out these dome bags. See how quickly we can get this done.
I have a lot of ideas. What if we move off grid and build a house out of dirt? And then you're like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then when it comes down to actually doing it, then you encourage me like, hey, let's get this done today. You get out early in the morning, you start working, and you're still out like after dark a lot of times getting work done. So, I mean, your energy kind of keeps me going.
Oh, your energy keeps me going. So course 17 is done. Is he excited that we're down from the wall? Was he nervous that we were up there?
I'm scared.
What were you guys doing all the way up there?
I think a lot of negative things and negative people tend to get more attention a lot of times. It's easy to get cynical and think that's how the world is. It's all doom and gloom and bad things. I thought that way for a long time. But when we decided to start being positive ourselves and doing positive things and then just putting ourselves out there, we found there were so many good things in life and so many good people. So that's probably the biggest blessing for me.
I think being able to kind of just put ourselves out there and kind of inspire others with what we're doing.
I hope it does. And this build that we're sharing with you, you're part of that. And it's something that we build together. And we're going to continue building with you.
And course 18 is done. So we are just going to keep building up from here. Hopefully this build might go even a little bit quicker now. We're actually looking at closing up this Roman arch form today. That'll be exciting. Couple more fan bags maybe, then get the keystone bags, and then it'll be all set. Very nice. All right, we just got the Roman arch closed off. We're inside the dome. We're gonna get the Gothic arch closed off. Jess and I are starting course number 19. Crew, what you doing? Crew's busy. Going into the house. You okay? Is this where you're gonna hang out? Woo! We are moving right along. We're gonna finish course number 19. And we are done with course number 19. So we're 9.5 feet from the inside to the top of this wall. That means 10.5 feet from the ground up. That's crazy.
We're about at the halfway point. We're above all of the windows and doors for this dome.
We're about to get ready for course number 20. Course number 20. Once we do number 20, it'll be the most number of courses we've ever done on an Earthbag project. So that's another little milestone. Course 20 is done, Jess. How do you feel?
Tired.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. Just because this guy likes to live dangerously, puts his face literally right next to the roll of barbed wire. Today's a hot one. And Jess was up there and she was like, you know, I don't feel very stable. If you're not feeling very stable, you have no business being up on top of the wall. So I told her to get down, get out of the sun for a little bit. So we are halfway through course number 21, but we still have to finish this off. I can't wait to get course 21 done. So much is gonna happen after this. Whew, that is it. Course number 21, all tamped and ready to go. It's looking beautiful. I'm gonna take this huge post that I got, 4x6, and we're gonna get that in place. That'll be key to this whole thing. Does the inspector gotta come in and check things out?
Of course.
Just gotta check out the work. Does it pass Inspector Crusoe? None of this is up to code. We finally got everything ready. for the next big move here on the dome. A lot of wood, and it probably wouldn't be necessary. It's definitely not necessary for any typical Earthbag dome build, but there's some unique additions that we want to do for our dome, so it'll add a little bit more cost, but it'll provide a lot more benefits. Like the loft, I mean, if it's going to be a 20-foot tall dome, you might as well take advantage of some of that space up above. And the eaves, an Earthbag dome doesn't necessarily need eaves, but we figure one, it'll help keep any kind of rain from getting kind of near the base of the dome, and it'll provide a nice surface for catching rainwater off of. So because of the complication of these eaves and the loft, we can't lay bags right away. We're actually going to do a layer of cob and then go back into the bag. So we are going to start this cob layer. This layer is kind of experimental for us, so we're going to see how this works out. I think it'll work out really well. A lot of times they call for thwacking when you're building cob, right?
Yeah. This is more like spanking.
You got to spank that cob, right?
I think it's good that we kind of did it this way, maybe, because it kind of is a way to stick all those pieces together with the boards and everything. Hopefully it'll tie everything together really well and give us a good place to continue on building.
This cob course has probably been the most physically intense course that I've ever done. That's why I'm building up that upper body strength.
I'm so excited. I'm happy to see you too.
What I want to do right now is get some blocking for the joists I have for the loft up there. I think I'm going to put platforms on the loft area. That way it'll make a nice area to kind of work from. It'll just be a really nice working platform. Whew, this is exhausting. Oh man, so we did it, Jess. 2 courses, so we're at 12 feet right now. We got approximately 8 more feet to go before this is done. Woo! That's it. Course number 24 is done. All right, I got bags ready. I got dirt ready. Jess has got crew ready. Is crew gonna help? Clearly not. I am crazy excited. I'm excited for every course we get done. Every course is like a challenge that must be overcome, a test of will and endurance. But you know, we just keep plugging on. We're almost there. We're just gonna keep building higher and higher. We're gonna hit 20 feet. I feel like we're at the home stretch.
I think so.
But it's time to get this wall just a little bit higher. Each concentric ring is definitely using less and less bags. This should all be self-supporting. It's all mathematically worked out, and if we do it right, if we have our math right and our proportions right and everything works out accurately, we shouldn't need any kind of internal wooden supports, no frame or anything like that. You're just stacking bags. We're about to have this dome finished. I can't wait. You might have noticed already that this isn't exactly your typical dome shape. It's actually kind of a little bit more pointed, kind of a little bit more cone shaped. There's a lot of reasons why we chose to build this way. So for us, it was definitely cost, also efficiency, and just the fact that we can build a corbel dome with just using bags, and we don't need any kind of support structure. Crew's not only the site inspector, he's the safety inspector.
This is our home, and The more we do out here, the more we make it our home, the more beautiful it's going to become to us. The most valuable things, it's like the freedom to live our life the way we want to live it, and to, you know, be happy and enjoy our life out here together.
So we are ready to cap this thing off. But man, so much has happened. This is crazy. You know, just thinking back, getting it to this point has been almost a year now.
Look, my mother.
Who needs to hit the showers when you got crew?
You gonna clean me up? Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
What a journey, huh? This build has taken us just under a year. Wow. Well, I like the energy you're bringing to it this morning. We don't normally see you juking and jiving in the morning.
I gotta stay moving so I don't freeze.
Yeah, I like it. Dance party in the dome. You know, when I look back, so many things have gone on while this build has been taking place. So many memories, some good, definitely some not so good. But wow, what an accomplishment. So, you think you can get through there? Head first, huh? Whoa. I mean, luckily we are afforded the time to kind of be able to build the way we want to build. And you know, it was just the two of us that, for the most part.
This is the first Earthbag dome that we've built, so it was a learning process for us. So I think that's one reason why it did take as long as it did.
You know, it seems the Earthbag dome seems simple, but there are some rules you have to adhere to. And so, you know, it is nerve-wracking. It is nerve-wracking making sure you got the math right, making sure everything is round about a perfect circle, as well as perfect as you can get. Ah, we did it! Oh, man. I still can't believe that the dome is done. The dome is done. And here we are, man. It feels amazing. So thanks for joining us on this journey. Stay tuned because there's so many exciting things coming up, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.